Hello everyone, and good evening to you all. My name is Felton Parker. Today is Friday, March 21st, 2025. As always, each day is a wonderful day to be blessed by our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I sincerely hope you folks had a truly blessed and wonderful Friday. What I have for you guys in tonight's video is the list of all the National Day holidays from my National Day Calendar segment. That includes my featured National Day holiday. Also tonight, right after my National Day Calendar segment, I will have my famous birthday segment for you guys, where it features our famous people who were born on this day. Also tonight, in my weather segment, I will let you all know exactly what we're expecting for the entire weekend. That's both tomorrow, which is Saturday, and Sunday, plus through all of next week. So without further ado, let's get things started here on this Friday night as we conclude yet another day. Also, as we conclude this week, as I begin my National Day Calendar segment here on this Friday night. So I got the March Madness. For the second day in a row, it's been busy, full of basketball, trying to get the scores to each and every game of the 2025 NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament. As well as the women's. I mostly watch the men's, but with this limited amount of time that I have, I'm gonna try to get in as much as I can. But I'll have a little more about March Madness in just a little bit from now. But here's where I begin tonight's video. Today was World Poetry Day. On this day, World Poetry Day serves as a reminder of the magnitude that reading and writing poetry has enriched and inspired the way we live our lives. Ever since humans have been recording history, poetry has challenged the norm with new ways of thinking through allegory and complex emotion. Words have always been the binding source between people and allows us to see life from a new perspective. Poetry is the artistic mastery of this phenomenon by conveying emotions within us and creating the ability to influence others. It's our poetic nature that allows words to be the bridge to our feelings. Not only is poetry an expression of art, but it also acts as an avenue of educating beyond the classroom setting. It allows us to take the knowledge we've been given and apply it directly to how we view the world. On this day, we step into the realm of creative expression and open up to the inspiration that surrounds us by sharing, collaborating, and experiencing the world through poetry. Here's how to observe. Use hashtag World Poetry Day to share on social media. Read or recite poems. Try your hand at writing a poem. As numerous as today's, there are as many styles of poetry. Find one that you enjoy. Humans have been recording poetry since the beginning of time. So pick a year, any year, and delve into a new, undiscovered headspace. Then break out some parchment and a quill for your own expression session. Here's the history behind poetry. The United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, or the UNESCO, declared World Poetry Day to be observed each year on this day. This declaration took place in 1999 in Paris, France, during UNESCO's 30th session. Now, of course, that's one of the things from earlier today. Also, today was just bear with me for a second so I can continue. Of course, here are your other National Day holidays listed from today. Today also was World Down Syndrome Day, Today also was International Day of Forests. Today was National Future Generations Day, National Memory Day, National Countdown Day, National French Strawberry Day. I'm sorry, I take that back. Today was World Down Syndrome Day. And today also was World Down Syndrome Day, International Day of Forests, National Future Generations Day, National Memory Day, National Countdown Day, National French Bread Day, National California Strawberry Day, National Fragrance Day, National Single Parent Day, and also today was National Common Courtesy Day. Those are your following national days from my National Day Calendar segment listed for this day, Friday, March 21st. And here's my famous birthday segment for you guys here on this Friday night. Our famous people who were born on this day, Friday, March 21st. Today, TV actor Jace Norman turns 25. TV actor Lorenzo Zorzolo turns 25. Cheerleader Britt Hertz turns 29. Pop singer Teenie turns 28. Movie actor Gary Oldman turns 67. Rapper Diggy Simmons turns 30. Football player Adrian Peterson turns 40. TV show host Rosie O'Donnell turns 63. Movie actor Scott Eastwood turns 39. Movie actor Matthew Broderick turns 63. DJ Premier turns 59. TV actress Jasmine Savoy Brown turns 31. TV actress Presley Reese turns 17. Pop singer Rochelle Humes turns 36. TV actor Forrest Wheeler turns 21. Rapper Charlie Clips turns 38. Music's executive Grant Cardone turns 67. And politician Jair Bolsonaro turns 70. Those are following famous people who were born on this day, Friday, March 27th. Friday, March 21st. Now here's something I want to add along to tonight's video. Now, I'm sure that you may have heard about a famous American boxer, one of the most famous American boxers of all time. So, this had happened at some point during the day today, and I just thought I'd get this to y'all's attention. I'm sure you may have heard about the sudden passing of legendary boxer and entrepreneur George Foreman. You heard about the sudden passing of legendary boxer George Foreman. Born George Edward Foreman. George Foreman was an American professional boxer, entrepreneur, minister, and author. In boxing, he competed between 1967 and 1997 and was nicknamed Big George. He was a two-time world heavyweight champion and Olympic gold medalist. As an entrepreneur, he was known for the George Foreman Grill. After a troubled childhood, Foreman took up amateur boxing and won a gold medal in the heavyweight division at the 1968 Summer Olympics. Having turned professional the next year, he won the world heavyweight title with a stunning second-round knockout of then undefeated Joe Frazier in 1973. He defended the belt twice before suffering his first professional loss to Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle in 1974. Unable to secure another title opportunity, Foreman retired after a loss to Jimmy Young in 1977. Good evening to you. Good evening to you, LD. How are you doing on this Friday night? How was your day today? Following what he referred to as a born-again experience, Foreman became an ordained Christian minister. 10 years later, he announced a comeback, and in 1994, at the age of 45, he won the unified WBA, IBF, and lineal heavyweight championship titles by knocking out 26-year-old Michael Moorer. He dropped the WBA belt rather than face his mandatory title defense soon after. And following a single successful title against Axel Schultz, Foreman relinquished his IBF title as well as on June 28, 1995. At 46 years and 169 days old, he was the oldest world heavyweight champion in history. Foreman was the oldest to ever win the World Heavyweight Boxing Champion of major honors and the second oldest in any weight class after Bernard Hopkins at light heavyweight. He retired in 1997 at the age of 48 with the final record of 76 wins, 68 knockouts, and 5 losses. Foreman has been inducted into the World Boxing Hall of Fame and International Boxing Hall of Fame. The International Boxing Research Organization rates Foreman as the 8th greatest heavyweight of all time. In 2002, he was named one of the 25 greatest fighters in the past 80 years by The Ring. The Ring ranked him as the 9th greatest puncher of all time. He was a ringside analyst for HBO's boxing coverage for 12 years until 2004. Outside boxing, Foreman was a successful entrepreneur and known for his promotion of the George Foreman Grill, which has sold more than 100 million units worldwide. In 1999, he sold the commercial rights to the grill for $138 million. So this is what we know about George Foreman. Of course, you all know that George Foreman was born in Marshall, Texas, and he grew up in the Fifth Ward community of Houston, Texas, with 6 siblings. Although he was raised by J.D. Foreman, whom his mother had married when George was a small child, his biological father was Leroy Moorhead. By his own admission in his autobiography, George was a troubled youth. He dropped out of school at the age of 15 and spent time as a mugger. At age 16, Foreman had a change of heart and convinced his mother to sign him up for Job Corps after seeing an ad for the Corps on TV. As part of Job Corps, Foreman earned his GED and trained to become a carpenter and bricklayer. After moving to Pleasanton, California, with the help of a supervisor, he began to train. Foreman was interested in football and idolized Jim Brown, but gave it up for boxing. So this is what we know about George Foreman. That's about his early life. So Foreman was married to Mary Joan Mortley from 1985 until his death. Dorman died at a hospital in Houston at the age of 76 earlier today on Friday, March 21st, 2015. Foreman died at a hospital in Houston earlier today at the age of 76 on Friday, March 21st, 2025. So once again, he will be deliberately missed. He was truly a legend to us all. So we will forever remember George Foreman. So comment on this video. So how was your day today, LD? And what are your thoughts and memories? Your greatest memory? What do you remember most about George Foreman? And now for the second day in a row, it was another busy bracket filling day with the second day of the first round of the 2025 NCAA men's basketball tournament. Of course, this tournament began last night with the first set of 16 games, and today we've seen another slate of 16 games. Of course, it was a busy day another busy day in the world of college basketball's postseason. The second day of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. I'm going to go over some scores with you guys. With the second day of the men's NCAA basketball tournament. So throughout the day, if you've been watching, earlier today, 9th seed Baylor upsets the 8th seed in the East Regional with the final score of 6. So it's been another busy day in the world of college basketball, especially with the multiple rounds of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. So 9th seed Baylor defeats the 8th seed upsets. Of course, it's been another day of some upsets and some surprises, especially for those of you that's been tuning into the March Madness. You know, one of my favorite times of the year is trying to see who's gonna earn to the top. So in the East Regional, in the East Regional bracket, in the East Regional bracket, Ninth seed Baylor upsets the 8th seed Mississippi State. Final score of 75-72. Second seed in the East Regional bracket. Second seed Alabama wins over 15th seed Robert Morris. The final score of that was 90-81. The third seed in the South Regional bracket. Third seed Iowa State defeats Lipscomb. Final score 82-55. Another top seed upset. 12th seed Colorado wins over the fifth seed in the West Regional bracket. Final score 78-70. So final score to that was 81-70. No, 78-70. So that's 12th seed Colorado State over Memphis. 12th seed Colorado State 78, 5th seed Memphis 70. The top seed in the East Region bracket, Duke wins over Mount St. Mary's 93-49. In the East Regional bracket, also in the also just trying to get something figured out here. Okay, also in the East Regional bracket, 7th seed St. Mary's defeats Vanderbilt 59-56. Also in the East Region bracket. Also in the South Region bracket, 6th seed Ole Miss defeats 11th seed North Carolina. Final score of that was 71-64. In the West Regional bracket, 4th seed Maryland defeats 13th seed Grand Canyon. Final score was 81-49. The top seed in the West Regional bracket, Florida defeats Norfolk State. Final score 95-69. 3rd seed Kentucky wins over in the Midwest Regional bracket. 3rd seed Kentucky wins over 14th seed Troy 76-57. In the South Regional bracket, 10th seed, another top seed upset. 10th seed New Mexico wins over Marquette. Final score 75-66. 4th in the East Regional bracket, 4th seed Arizona wins over Akron 93-65. Also in the West Regional bracket, 8th seed UConn defeats 9th seed Oklahoma 67-59. And also in the Midwest Regional bracket, 6th seed Illinois defeats Xavier. Final score 86-73. So it's been another day of jam-packed action of March Madness. On 4 different networks: CBS, TNT, True T, CBS, TBS, True T, CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. So whose team are you pulling for in the NCAA round of March Madness? In the first round of so today, of course, was the second day of the first round action. Excuse me. So today, of course, was the second day of the first round action. Oh, okay. And I also have second seed Michigan State. Second seed Michigan State in the South Regional bracket, winning over Bryant 87-62. The second seed Michigan State in the South Regional bracket, in the first round of the South Regional bracket, Second seed Michigan State wins over Bryant, the 15th seed in the South Regional bracket, 87-62. And also in the East Regional bracket, 5th seed Oregon wins over the 12th seeded Liberty, with the final score of 81-52. In the East Regional bracket, so Oregon with the fifth seed Oregon in the East Region. The Oregon Ducks will face the 4th seed Arizona Wildcats Sunday in the second round of the East Regional bracket. In the East Regional bracket. Now, here are your following games that are set to take place tomorrow, on Saturday, March 20. In the following second round games that are set to take place tomorrow. In the second round, the Midwest Regional. So we'll have 12 seed McNeese facing. We have 12 seed McNeese facing 4th. We have 12 seed McNeese versus 4th seed Purdue in the Midwest, in the second round of the Midwest Regional. Also, in the second round of the West Regional, that game will be played. This game will be played tomorrow afternoon at 11:10 a.m. on CBS. Also, tomorrow afternoon at 2:40 p.m. on CBS. We have 10th seed Arkansas facing second seed. We have 10th seed Arkansas facing second seed St. John's in the second round of the West Regional. That game will be played at 1:40 p.m. on CBS. Also, tomorrow afternoon at 4:15 p.m. on CBS. In the South Regional bracket, in the second round, we have 5th seed Michigan facing 4th seed Texas A&M. Also, tomorrow, that game will take place. That game will tip off at 4:15 p.m. between Michigan and Texas A&M. At 4:15 p.m. tomorrow afternoon on CBS. Tomorrow evening at 5:10 p.m. Central Daylight Time on 5:10 p.m. on TNT, we have the 11th seed Drake taking over 3rd seed Texas Tech in the second round of the West Regional. Also in the second round we have the top seed in the South Regional facing 9th seed Creighton tomorrow. We have 9th seed Creighton taking over the top seed Auburn in the second round of the South Regional tournament. This game will take place at 6:10 p.m. tomorrow evening on TBS. Also, tomorrow evening at 6:45 p.m. on CBS, we'll have, in the second round of the East Regional, we'll have 6th-seeded BYU facing the 3rd seed in the East Regional, Wisconsin. Also, tomorrow night at 7:40 p.m. on TNT, we'll have 8th-seeded Gonzaga facing the top seed in the Midwest Regional bracket at 7:40 p.m. on TNT. And tomorrow night at 8:40 p.m. on TBS, we have the 7th seed in the Midwest Regional facing 2nd seed Tennessee. It's another day of college basketball. So, and of course, I will have a preview of what to expect in the second round games that will be played on Sunday. That will be featured in tomorrow night's Facebook Live, in my weekend edition of my Facebook Live that I'll do for you guys each night. So it's been another day full of basketball. A few upsets, of course, that you're gonna find those. So this is specifically what I do. So take a look at how I've done. So if you guys please just take a look at how I've done with this bracket. This is how I'm filling up my bracket of the teams that have actually won, keeping up with every score, leading up to the Final Four, which will be held in San Antonio exactly 2 weeks from tomorrow night on Saturday, April 5th, and the national championship title game will take place on Monday night, April 7th, also at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. So there you have it. 32 teams remaining. So 32 teams remain. So we've had we've had a first week, so we have 32 teams remaining in the tournament, and I'll let you guys know how each of those go in tomorrow night's video, and of course having an update, and of course the winners of these. So which of these teams do you think will advance to the Sweet 16 that is set to be played next Thursday and Friday? Well, that is my March Madness update for you guys here on this Friday night. Once again, it's been another day filled with all days basketball. Something I look forward to each year during this time. So, looking forward to catching the next rounds of the 2025 NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament. Sponsored exclusively by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. And now let's start paying attention to your weather. Of course, we do have the potential severe weather threat that is on the way, especially as we go into your Sunday. So the start to your weekend is looking fine. So if you have weekend plans, you may want to consider doing on Saturday to get prepared for what could be a rather very active and stormy Sunday. So of course we have the potential severe weather threat on the way, especially late this weekend, especially come Sunday. So we have at least another day to get prepared for this one of our major severe weather outbreaks of this spring. The threat of strong to severe thunderstorms remains a concern across much of the four-state region for Sunday afternoon into the evening and overnight hours. Along ahead of a strong cold front, continue to monitor future forecast updates on this potential throughout the weekend. So I will be keeping you guys, monitoring you guys nonstop the entire weekend. So severe weather threat for Sunday, level 2 out of 5. That puts us in a slight risk. What you see coded in yellow. Of course, the further northeast and northwest and south you go, your severe weather threat seems to be decreasing. This is the way it's looking as of right now. This will take place Sunday afternoon through the evening and overnight hours. The highest risk for severe storms mainly near and southeast of the I-30 corridor. Here are the potential hazards. Large and damaging thunderstorm wind gusts will be the main threats. An isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out. Locally heavy downpours will be possible. So make sure you have all your devices charged, your smartphones, laptop, PCs, and your tablets, and have plenty of batteries and flashlights in case should your home or business lose power during these storms. This is going to be ahead of a cold front, and that may not be the only rain chance that I have for you guys within the next week. Of course, I will be letting you guys know that we could be dealing with multiple more days with active weather. So, but no need to worry about that tonight. A mostly clear sky will continue tonight with temperatures falling into the upper 30s across southeast Oklahoma and into the 40s elsewhere across the region. Look for warmer conditions Saturday under a partly cloudy sky with temperatures climbing into the upper 70s and low 80s. So that's actually going to be even warmer than we saw today. So here, low temperatures tonight, we should be ranging anywhere from the mid to upper 40s. That's kind of, so this morning we made it all the way down to, this morning we made it all the way down to 33 degrees. So we won't be that cold tonight. So milder temperatures are expected. In fact, 48 degrees is what our normal low temperature. So 48 degrees, that's actually closer to where we should be this time of year for an overnight low temperature. Now tomorrow, going to your Saturday, of course, it will be partly cloudy and warmer with highs reaching the low 80s. Of course, that is above normal for this time of year. So tomorrow, of course, will get warmer than today. And here are your averages and records for this Friday, March 21st. Normal high is 72, normal low is 49. 89 is a record high set on this day back in 1916. 26 is a record low set on this date back in 1876. And of course, we're not seeing any watches and warnings here on this Friday night. So we're not under any watches or warnings here across any parts of the region here on this Friday night. And also, the entire region seems to be totally quiet here on this. If you look on the Shreveport radar, All is quiet here on this Friday night. Not a drop of rain to be found anywhere in sight. Been the perfect evening to either catch some NCAA basketball or also a perfect evening for a night out on town, whether it's shopping, dinner, or movie. And also it's been not much is occurring across the southern region of the U.S. except portions of eastern Missouri and into Illinois and a small pocket in northeastern Kentucky. So elsewhere, it is all dry across a good portion of the southern U.S. And of course, we have two high pressure ridges. And we have a ridge of high pressure sitting over portions of the Tennessee-Kentucky border, and also another high pressure ridge over a portion of the southeastern Mississippi. Of course, that's the system which you see here, the upper level lows that you see, low pressure center across the top of the Texas-Oklahoma panhandle. What you're going to see is that system that's going to come to us, that's going to bring us a severe weather threat on the way for late this weekend, especially Sunday, with the severe weather threat. And of course, once again, it turned out to be a rather seasonal day. We've experienced breezy conditions at times, so we've concluded this work week with fairly nice and pleasant weather. Although we did have a relatively chilly start with temperatures bottoming out in the low to mid 30s. Some of us, including right here in Shreveport, actually got close to freezing this morning. So this morning's low temperature of 33 degrees is absolutely going to be the coldest we'll see at least until late next fall or winter. So it will get chilly tonight, but nowhere near as chilly compared to what we saw this morning. So some of us actually got close to. So many of us got close to. Some of us actually got close to freezing. Actually, briefly dropped to near the freezing mark this morning. So it was quite a cold start to the day. That would make it the lowest. This morning's low of 33 in Shreveport will be our lowest temperature we've seen so far this month. So we've concluded this day with lots of sun. It's been a relatively beautiful and nice and pleasant early spring day for us. Of course, today officially marked the first full day of spring, as we officially topped out at 73 degrees for high temperature. And of course, that is just about a degree above. That is actually close to our normal high temperature. Our normal high is 72, so we were just about a degree above normal. So today actually turned out to be rather a seasonally mild to warm day for us. So a perfect early spring day despite the cold start. Just a few clouds. Also, we've seen breezy conditions, and of course, we've seen gusts peaking over, winds up to around 17 miles per hour. Gusts peaking up to at least 25 miles per hour. And also with the southwest wind, so it's been another breezy day for us. And definitely, I'd say that winds have definitely not been as strong compared to what we have experienced earlier this week. So here's how things are looking here on this Friday night. Temperature outside is 57 degrees with clear skies. Humidity is 48%. Dew point is 37 degrees. We have a south wind at 8 miles per hour. Barometric pressure at 30.04 inches of mercury. So I believe we were somewhat colder than this during this time last night. So the winds have since died down from compared to what they were earlier this afternoon, earlier today. So it's been another day of mostly waterfall sunshine, just a couple clouds, but mainly it's been another day filled with waterfall sunshine. Just a nice ending to the week. Now, going into parts of next week may be a different story. I'll explain more in just a few minutes. Excuse me. Critical fire weather through Saturday. Pacific storm to impact the Pacific Northwest. Gusting winds and dry conditions will continue elevated to critical fire weather over parts of the central and southern plains, Ozarks, and eastern Florida Peninsula. Critical fire weather will continue through Saturday in the southern plains. Another Pacific storm will impact the northwest U.S. with heavy mountain snow and low elevation rain that will continue into Saturday. So that, and of course, with the next couple of days, we could be dealing with some very serious storms. So the time to be prepared for Sunday's severe weather outbreak is now. So we could close. So we could close out the weekend on rather stormy notes. So hope y'all are in. Hope y'all have enjoyed the nice and pleasant early. So with this morning's low temperature 33 degrees. So winter briefly paid us a visit. It was brief, but with temperatures reaching the low 70s early this afternoon, which of course is normal for this time of year, which is where we should be. Right, so our daytime high temperatures were right just about where we should be this time of year, which gave you more feel of spring. And of course, we're going to be concentrating mainly in the spring-like pattern over the next several days. So if you prefer spring-like temperatures, then I have the forecast for you, because that is exactly what we're going to be dealing with as we go into the next several days, including a chance of decent, strong to severe springtime thunderstorms coming to us late in the day Sunday into Sunday evening. So that's one thing we're going to have to deal with. And also, going further into next week, we have additional rain chances on the way. So tonight, with clear skies, we should bottom at 48 degrees. Of course, that is our normal low temperature this time. And that's just about our normal low temperature for this time of year. We have a south wind at 6 miles per hour, and we're not expecting any rain. Now tomorrow, going to your Saturday, expect a warmer day. So tomorrow, of course, will be warmer than today. So we had highs reaching the low 70s earlier today. Now tomorrow should be even warmer, with mostly sunny skies with a high temperature of 82 degrees. We'll have a south wind at 9 miles per hour, and we're not going to have any rain as we start the weekend. So for those of you with weekend plans, I say the weather should be totally great. But your Sunday, of course, may not be enjoyable. So expect clear skies during overnight hours tonight. We should start off tomorrow morning 6 a.m. with clear skies. 6 a.m. tomorrow. So you'll probably need a jacket or maybe a light sweater, but and of course during the day tomorrow, as temperatures warm up, you'll probably not need it. So we'll start off tomorrow morning 6 a.m. with clear skies. We should be at 49 degrees. 9 a.m. tomorrow with mostly sunny skies. We should be at 57 degrees. Noon tomorrow with mostly sunny skies. We should be at 71 degrees. 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon with mostly sunny skies. We should be at 79 degrees. 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. Good evening to you, Jim. How are you doing tonight? How are you doing on this Friday night, Jim? And how was your day today? 6 p.m. tomorrow evening with mostly sunny skies. We should be at 79 degrees. 9 p.m. tomorrow night with mostly clear skies. We should be down to 71 degrees. So we'll have a nice start to the weekend, but things will not be looking so nice for your Sunday. How was your day today, Jim? So here's what the next 7 to 10 days have in store for us. So after tonight's low temperature 48 degrees with clear skies, of course that is just about normal for this time of year. So we have a seasonably cool start to the day tomorrow. And tomorrow going to your Saturday, expect a warmer day with mostly sunny skies. So it should be a warmer day with mostly sunny skies with a high of 82, low of 63. We have a south wind at 9 miles per hour and no rain is expected. So enjoy the start to your weekend, which is tomorrow, to get prepared for our severe weather outbreak, which is set for Sunday. So Sunday will be breezy and warm with mostly cloudy skies. Expect strong thunderstorms in the afternoon. Of course, these storms can bring flooding downpours, hail, damaging wind gusts, and isolated tornadoes. So that's why we have a slight risk of strong to severe storms, and I'm going to keep you guys posted for any updates. High of 86, low of 55. We'll have a south-southwest wind at 14 miles per hour. We could see gusts up to 36 miles per hour. Chance of rain 70%. That will be followed by a cold front, of course. It's not going to drop temperatures much, but it would lower us down to the upper 70s. So we have a nice so once the severe weather threat finishes off on Monday, we'll start off with rather comfortable conditions. Also, it will be mostly sunny and pleasant for your Monday as we go into the start of next week. High of 79, low of 54. We have an east southeast wind at 7 miles per hour. No rain is expected. Of course, we have another rain chance on the way. Of course, it's going to be a much smaller one. It's not a much smaller one for your Tuesday. Mostly cloudy and very warm with a couple showers possible. High of 86, low of 59. Winds will be from the southwest at 7 miles per hour. Chance of rain 30%. Wednesday, of course, it will be mostly sunny and pleasant
with the high of 75, low of 56. Winds will be from the east-northeast at 8 miles per hour, and no rain is expected. Now for your Thursday, start to see the return of clouds. Expect mostly cloudy skies, high of 81, low of 61. Winds will be from the southeast at 9 miles per hour, no rain is expected. And for your Friday, of course, we will wrap up next week with another decent chance of rain. And as of right now, it's too early for me to tell whether or not will this be another severe weather threat. So I will keep you guys posted based upon what could happen toward the end of next week. So it will be clouded with periods of rain and maybe a few thunderstorms. High of 79, low of 65. Winds will be from the south-southeast at 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. So we'll wrap up next week with another potential threat for rain. And of course, next Saturday, which is the 29th, expect partly cloudy skies with highs reaching the low 80s and no rain expected. We have another chance of rain coming to us by next Sunday, which is the 30th. We have mostly cloudy skies with a chance of showers and thunderstorms likely. Highs will be in the mid-80s with a 60% rain chance. With the highs will be in the low 80s with a 60% rain chance. And Monday, the Monday of the following week, which is the 31st, the last day of March, expect mostly cloudy skies with a couple showers possible. Highs will be in the low 80s, chance of rain 30%. So we will start our weekend off with dry conditions, but we will not close out the weekend that way. So now it's time to get prepared for what could be a major severe weather threat. So as of right now, I have your risk of severe weather with the level 2 out of 5 with the slight risk. And of course, the moisture in the air mass is going to be very unstable to produce showers and thunderstorms. So once again, we have highs reaching the 80s both tomorrow and Sunday. Of course, the official first weekend of spring is going to be a warm one. Highs reaching the low 80s both tomorrow, and of course on Sunday will be well in the mid 80s. With the severe weather threat upon us, that's why the severe weather threat upon us. So be prepared for a decent round of springtime storms to arrive. Is for Sunday and of course we'll have highs reaching the upper 70s come Monday. We'll be in the mid 80s for Tuesday. And of course, we'll be in the mid-70s for Wednesday, reaching the low 80s by Thursday, and then we'll be in the upper 70s by the time we get into the closure of next week. Highs in the upper 70s by next Friday as we wrap up next week. Rain chances. No rain expected for tomorrow. Have a nice and dry start to the weekend. 70% chance for Sunday. No rain expected for Monday. 30% chance expected for Tuesday. We'll catch a break from the rain both Wednesday and Thursday. And then 80% chance of rain that's set for next Friday as we wrap up next week. And of course, the estimated rainfall total between now and next Friday, something I haven't had much time to do lately because of. We could expect it anywhere between inch and inch and a half, at least an inch of rain between now and next Friday. So basically, we could be looking at fairly decent chance of rain off and on through much of next week. So next week could be pretty active. Not just Sunday, but parts of next week could also be pretty active. Especially, so hope you enjoyed the sunshine today. Hope you enjoyed tomorrow because to get yourselves prepared for Sunday severe storms. And also, the weather should be perfect all weekend on to catch some more March Madness NCAA men's basketball. So, first weekend of spring, looking nice and warm for tomorrow, but not so nice for Sunday. Well, that would be all that I have for you guys here on this Friday night. Once again, my name is Felton Parker. I am officially signing off here on this Friday night. I hope you guys have had a truly blessed and wonderful week, and I hope your weekend goes the same. You guys have a good night. Sleep peacefully. Take care of yourselves and each other. Enjoy your weekend. Most of all, remain blessed and stay safe. Thank you.